So today I want to talk about how at the end of hold on, let me switch this around. So at the end of when you're filling out a job application, some hi Kelly. Some job applications ask you if you have any disabilities. And I hate it when job applications do that because myself having a mental disability, of course I remember you. Why wouldn't I? You're my sister after all. Um, they usually have bipolar and PTSD on their list of disabilities. So why I was talking about this was the other day I filled out a job application for a UPS job, and on their application they ask if you have bipolar and PTSD. You're so funny. And I love you too, Kelly. And I hate having to fill that part out because like part of me wants to say no so that I get the job, but I hate it because I feel like if I say no and I get the job and then for some reason my mental issues get in the way of me doing my job, I'll have an employer Oh, sorry. I didn't realize that was you. Hi, Owen. um, I feel like if you don't, you know, if you say no, oh, hi, Steph. If you say no to having some kind of disability, then employers are going to get mad at you for not being honest about it because I've had that happen to me before and it's really stressful. Well, that works. Welcome to my stream where I'm talking a little bit about how at the end of some job applications they talk about whether or not, they ask whether or not you have a disability. And most job applications have depression, anxiety, bipolar, and PTSD, which are all like disabilities that I have. And it'd be one thing if I was on medication. Like if I was on medication, I'd have no problem with saying no because medication helps me. But it's hard when I'm not on medication to feel comfortable with saying no on a question like that. Exactly. Me too. And because I've filled out an application before and I was honest and I said, yes, these are the issues that I have. I agree with you, Courtney. I was on a medication called citalopram, or not citalopram, Seroquel. And I literally slept for like 36 hours. And I'd fall asleep doing things like brushing my son's teeth. It got to the point where I wasn't comfortable enough to drive because I felt like I was gonna fall asleep at the wheel. The only medication I've found that helps is citalopram, but unfortunately because I don't have health insurance, I can't get it, even through the doctor I was going to. And I always say that I have a humanity switch. For those who have watched Vampire Diaries, they would get the reference. Mm-hmm. But for those who have not watched Vampire Diaries, I'll explain. So a vampire in the show has a humanity switch, and if you switched off, you have no emotions, you go on like killing sprees, whatever. And then if their humanity switches on, they feel emotion, they're able to function like a regular adult. And my general time span, like time frame that I can go without medication is 4 to 6 months. And I am reaching that 6-month point of not being on the medication, and I can feel it. Like my whole body shakes most of the time. Like you can't see it, but like I feel every nerve in my body shaking because I'm not on medication. I haven't been on medication since January, and it fucking sucks. And that's half the reason why I was wanting to quit when I was working at McDonald's, because the job was stressing me out. I couldn't deal with it when I could hardly deal with it when I was on medication. So when I wasn't on medication, it was even worse. I'm the same way, Steph. I can't. My short-term memory is horrible. And I understand that too, Steph. I had my old manager that I had when I worked at McDonald's. He was amazing. He was great. He was one of the best managers you could ever have. But when I got my job, I had put on my application that I had no disabilities, like as because I was on medication. And then I no longer was on medication, and I told my boss, I was like, this is what's going on. If I start acting different, this is why. I know this is what I said on my application, but like, bear with me. If I call out sick, it's probably a mental thing, not necessarily a physical sick. And he was like, I understand, that's fine. And he was really supportive of me and patient with me, and understood that there were certain parts of my job that I couldn't do. And it was great. He was wonderful. And I know that a lot of management is not like that, which is why I hate that they put that at the end of their applications. Because if you're going to if you're going to ask whether or not someone has a disability, then you should be more patient with them and understand that they need that job, but that some days are going to be harder than others. I can hardly do my job as a parent right now, not being on medication, that I can't even think about working without, getting a panic attack. And I hate that. I hate feeling that way because, I love working. I need to get out of the house a few days a week, but working gives me such bad anxiety that I can't do it. And going to interviews, which I guess is why I've stuck with fast food, because it's what I know. And and I enjoy it for like 3 months, and then I'm ready for something new. Yes, it literally it makes me physically sick to even consider going back to work.
Took a lap to drive away.
That was Jordan. Jordan was the last one to drive her car.
Jordan got my car.
It's not your car. It's Michelle's car. Oh, the parents are home. But yeah. Okay, speaking of anxiety, it's stressful enough living in this house that I can't even think about going to work. But like I feel like if jobs are required to ask whether or not you have some kind of disability, then they are required to have a certain standard to to keep you from getting too stressed out at work, or that, because I know that a lot of jobs ask about disabilities so that they know which people are wanting health insurance so that they can cover for medication. But places like McDonald's, where you have to work there for 6 months before you can get health insurance, most people will say no to having a disability because it's such a long period away from being able to have health insurance. And even then, you have to be full time. You have to have a certain amount of hours each week. Yeah. So I feel like if you are required to ask on your applications whether or not someone who's applying has a disability, especially if it's a mental disability, you should be required to have a shorter amount of time that someone works before they can get on health insurance. Because most likely they are wanting health insurance for their medications. But whatever, I don't make the rules. But it's just, I got thinking about it because yeah, my technically my old manager, the one that I had before I technically got fired, she was the same way. And to make it worse, she hated the fact that parents with kids with disabilities, physical disabilities especially, was working there. And that's how I lost my job. And I told her before, like when we had to go to, when was it? When we were planning on coming to Gainesville, I already had an idea that we would be in Gainesville this past summer, like a few months ago. I already knew that we were going to be in Gainesville, because we were planning on his ABR, or yeah, his hearing test. Turns out that well, we still went to the appointment, but so I had that date picked out, and I had told my manager I need this time off. We're going to Gainesville. This is why, because we are required to let them know at least a brief summary of why we're asking for time off. And my manager got mad at me, had originally told me that I couldn't have that time off, even though I was only asking for a day and a half off. I was still told that I couldn't have that time off. Turns out she took me off the schedule for like a week, and then I called and I told her, well, I'm coming in either way. this coming Wednesday, I will either be quitting or you can fire me. And she fired me. Which is fine because I was already planning on quitting that job. So I was like, you know what? Whatever. It's the only job I've ever been fired from. And like, it's just, it just sucks. And I don't think employers realize how bad it is. And technically I'm a boss because of our nurses. Jordan and I are the ones that are in charge of deciding which nurses stay and which nurses leave. And even then, I couldn't imagine, like, most of our nurses have some mental issue, depression, anxiety, whatever, you name it. And I couldn't imagine treating my employees like shit because of some mental issue that they have. And maybe part of it is because of my own experiences with mental issues. I don't know. But I just couldn't do it. Excuse me. And I can't imagine like talking bad about someone who has mental issues or even physical issues. Because I mean, we have a lot of people who work at our grocery stores who have, Down syndrome or autism, Asperger's, whatever. I mean, I have a friend who has Asperger's, and I mean, she's amazing. Yes, Steph. I would do it. What should we do? What business should we have? I'm good at baking. I'm good at baking with pot. JK-ish. I didn't say anything. Oh yeah, that's right, you are. Well, that would mean that I would have to go to school for a business. We could like open a I don't know, a bake. True, because you would already be getting one. I don't know. Oh, excuse me. Why don't all of us just open a business? We could open a baked goods store. I could do that. But depending on what state you live in, I think that you would have to have some kind of I know, right? No. I'm good at organization and I'm good at baking. And I don't know, are you good with customers? You could always do like the customer service aspect of it. Sorry, Courtney was. Yes. Well, have you worked customer service before? Oh wait, no, you're only 15. Are you good at cooking? You could always help with like the baking side of things. I'm good with I have good customer service skills. Even though I hate people. Well, I don't really hate people. I just hate talking to people. ish. But you could be our lawyer if we get sued. Oh yeah, that's right. You are 14. Whoops. Wait, who's the 15-year-old? Is that Kat? I think so. Because Kelly's like 19. But yeah. That's all I really. Okay. Sounds good. Shit, by that point, Gideon will be like 5. Almost 5. Sorry, I'm kind of drunk. Not really. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I think Kat and Megan are like a few months apart. Then it's Owen. Or no, it's Carson, Owen, Kat, Megan, Kelly, Courtney, me. Selena, and Jordan. Hi, Jordan. Oh, wait, how old are you? Oh, yeah, you're 18, right? 19? 18. That mean it's Carson, Owen, Kat, Megan. Okay, so you're. When's your birthday? Because I think that would mean that you're a little bit older than Kelly. Aw, thanks. I appreciate the sub. Megan, Kelly, Steph, Courtney, me, Selena, Jordan. I don't know how old Phil, Mark, or G is. Oh, yeah. Yes, we're just gonna let that name slide. I don't really care what people's names are as long as they are polite in my stream. Maybe I'm just weird or drunk. I don't know. But you're weird, Jordan. I was going to stream like what's your favorite hobby? Probably drawing. Or video games. Those are the two things. Really, Jordan? Really? You're so weird. But no, probably drawing and video games. That's what I do the most. Though I am working on a story right now. I haven't decided. Well, okay then. And as far as your question, Shark, I don't know. I mean, it's. I'm not gonna say that. No, I am going to say that I don't like someone calling someone else a fag. I don't. But it's one of those things where the original word was not actually created for a gay person. So unless I know the context of their username, sorry, but unless I know the context of their username, I'm not going to block them from watching my videos. As long as they're, as I said, as long as they're polite in my stream, I'm not going to have a problem with them. Now, if they start using the word in well, they'd already be timed out if they use it in a comment, because I have censored words for Nightbot for that specific reason. Wait, what was your? It's been less than a week of video games, and I've already improved greatly. Well, that's good. I was that way when I first started playing Fallout. Like before I started playing Fallout, when I graduated AIT, I graduated with a 23 out of 40 targets for shooting. And then the next time I shot a M14, I got a 25. No. I think it was, yeah. Well, yeah, it was a 25 out of 40 targets. And then the next time, it was a 31 out of 40. So I'm getting improvingly better in real life. Or an M4. M16 is what I was thinking. Actually, I was thinking of an M16 and an M4 and then just combine them. That's why I said there's a difference between having it in a username and actually using it. People aren't allowed to use that word in my stream or they're going to get blocked by Nightbot already. I've already put in a censor for that. Exactly. That originally was supposed to be a word for a cigarette, not a gay person or a person who likes or a guy who likes the same sex. That's why I said unless I know the context of their username, I want to highlight when I got third. That's awesome, Steph. Of course. Which is why I said they're not allowed to use that word in my stream or they get blocked. Hi, Kat. So, if someone comes in with that in their username, I'm not going to automatically block them for their username. If they use the word, then they're going to get blocked by Nightbot because I have that censor already. And so I'm not. You can get mad at me if you want. You can hate me. But I like knowing a person first before judging them on their username. That's just how I am, and it's I don't know. Um, Sorry, my ear itches. And that was a really weird look on my face. I mean, I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. Why are you itchy, Jordan? Do I want to know? Oh, that's cool. The part you're itchy. I'm itchy. Oh, yeah, my ear's itchy. But yeah. Um that's cool. I didn't take a date to prom. I hated my prom. I went my senior year and that was it. Amanda is awesome. Shout out to Amanda. But I'm actually gonna end the stream right now. I gotta go to bed soon because I gotta be up early. But I will hopefully be streaming an actual video game tomorrow. Let me know in the Snapchat group if you want me to play Battlefront, NHL, or Fallout 4. And I will stream one of those three tomorrow. Sometime after Gideon goes to bed. But there we go. And I will see you all in the next one.